The rain poured relentlessly against the city streets, drumming on the worn-out awning of Sarah's small repair shop. It was a modest place, nothing fancy, but it was hers. Every morning, she unlocked the door with the same hope, that today would bring enough customers to cover the rent, keep the lights on, and maybe, just maybe, allow her to dream beyond mere survival. That evening, just as she was about to close, the bell above the door jingled. A frail elderly man shuffled in, clutching an old flip phone in his trembling hands. His face was creased with time, his clothes slightly worn but clean. He hesitated before speaking, as if ashamed to ask. "Excuse me, miss," he said in a voice thick with both gratitude and embarrassment. "My phone, it stopped working. I can't afford much, but I need it. It's the only way I talk to my daughter." Sarah took the phone from his hands, her heart aching at his words. She could see how much it meant to him, not just a device, but a lifeline. She didn't hesitate. "Let me take a look," she said with a kind smile. It took her less than 10 minutes to fix it. A loose connection, nothing major. When she handed it back, the old man's eyes glistened. "How much do I owe you?" he asked, reaching into his pocket with trembling fingers. Sarah shook her head. "Nothing. It's on the house." The man's lips quivered. "Bless your heart, child. People like you, you're rare." With a grateful nod, he turned and left, disappearing into the rain. Sarah thought nothing more of it. She had done what felt right. That was how she was raised, to help where she could, even if no one was watching. The next morning, just as she was setting up shop, she heard the unmistakable hum of a luxury car engine. A long, sleek black limousine came to a smooth stop right in front of her small store. She blinked, confused. This was the kind of car that never belonged in a neighborhood like hers. The door opened, and out stepped a man in an expensive suit, followed by a well-dressed woman who looked strangely familiar. Before Sarah could react, the woman rushed toward her and, to her shock, pulled her into a hug. "You're the woman who fixed my father's phone," the woman said, her voice thick with emotion. Sarah hesitated. Yes." The woman stepped back, wiping a tear. "You don't know what that meant to me. My father. He's been sick for a while now. That phone. It's his only connection to me. He called last night, crying, saying how kind you were." She took a deep breath. "I had to meet the person who showed him such kindness when no one else would." Sarah felt a lump form in her throat. "I was just doing what anyone should do." The woman smiled. "Well, not everyone would. And because of that, I want to do something for you." She gestured toward the limousine. "Please, come with me. There's someone who wants to meet you." Sarah hesitated. This was unreal. But something told her to follow. She locked up her shop and stepped into the car. As the limousine pulled away, she couldn't help but wonder, where was this leading? The car stopped in front of a towering glass building downtown, the kind only millionaires worked in. Sarah felt out of place as she followed the woman inside, her work apron still dusted with the grime of her shop. They entered a luxurious office where an older man sat behind a massive desk. He turned when they walked in, and Sarah recognized him immediately. It was the elder whose phone she had fixed. Only now, he wasn't in worn-out clothes. He looked powerful. He stood and smiled warmly. "Miss Sarah. Yesterday, you helped an old man without expecting anything in return. Today, I want to return the favor." She shook her head quickly. "Sir, really, it was nothing. I don't need anything." The old man chuckled. "That's what makes you special. But please, hear me out." He gestured toward a document on his desk. "I built my life on businesses, investing in people who have good hearts. I want to invest in you. Your shop. I know it's struggling. But I see potential. How would you feel if I helped you expand? A bigger store, better equipment, more staff." Sarah's breath caught in her throat. I don't know what to say." "Say yes," the woman, his daughter, said with a smile. "Because people like you deserve the world." Tears welled in Sarah's eyes. She had spent years barely getting by, wondering if her kindness even mattered. And now, because of one small act, her life was about to change forever. She looked at the old man, then his daughter, then at the papers in front of her. And with a heart full of gratitude, she whispered, "Yes." Sometimes, the smallest acts of kindness lead to the biggest miracles.